years ago to commemorate and really to reenact, if you will, the trek made by the first student who arrived here at the campus in 1872. He reportedly walked approximately 26 miles. What we do is we have 3 phases of training during the freshman year, red, white, and blue phases. And so at the end of the red phase, we conduct the first half of the Caldwell March, so 13 of the 26 miles. We depart here early in the morning, and we take buses out to the original Addison Caldwell homestead. And there are still people who live there, and they come out and usually greet the cadets. And we form up there, and we start marching. After about 8 miles or so, we actually come off the back roads and go through some private land that they've offered us access to, and actually climb the mountain and go up and over the Appalachian Trail.
Bus ride out there, you just keep on going. The bus just doesn't stop. And then finally, you're about an hour out, the bus stops and you all file out. But it definitely was a great time. It was a great opportunity to just hang out with 29 of your best friends and the upperclassmen. They're kind of like coaches, making sure you go on the right path in life in general. But it was beautiful out there. It was a great march.
Still, the upperclassmen, now the sophomores, the fire team leaders are in charge. They're the ones who are making sure they just uphold that, the standards, and just make sure that they're not slacking off, and if anything else, they're growing. This first part of the march is kind of like you're in your basic training phase. You're cadre hounding and you're miserable every day. You're just like, oh my God, I don't want to get up. And then you get done with this first march. There's this big kind of hill, symbolic. You get up and all your buds get over, and then you come back to campus and there's a little ceremony and the cannon's fired and your cadre are dismissed. And then the sophomores take over and they're in charge of you. So it's this whole change of lifestyle in general.
In the spring, at the end of the blue phase, we then do the second half. In a similar fashion, we board buses. We go basically to the point where we left off the first march. And that particular one then actually starts right up after only about 2 miles, the slope of the mountain. We then, once we're over the top and coming down, we typically then will pause again for lunch, and then another break, and then we set the timing so that we arrive back here on it. We actually will march through the streets of Blacksburg and on to the Upper Quad.
And then that second one, you go out, it's awesome. I mean, you go out, you come back, there's a ceremony, and then you turn. And all that stuff you had to do as a freshman, all those people you couldn't talk to, that's all over with. That's kind of like your rite of passage. It's kind of, you march back into campus. It's a pretty big deal. It's really exciting when you're a freshman.
It's certainly challenging. I mean, it's 13 miles, so anyone's going to be sore at the end. It's really, but I think anyone can make it, and that gets proven each year, and we don't usually have any cadets fall out. So certainly anyone can make it. It's just going to be a challenge and just a long march. So anyone can make it, which is just mental. It's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah. I mean, they had told us it was not the easiest march, but I wasn't really that worried about it just because my buds and I are pretty close and we're all in pretty good physical shape. We had the opportunity to find out about more of your buds and just kind of pick each other up if they're having a tough time. And I was definitely proud at the end of it that we all accomplished getting to the top of that hill. It's
one of those things that we do. Every place has traditions, and just having this march that you have to go and complete, and every cadet has done it, it just makes you part of the brotherhood here, and it's really important to people, especially the second half when you complete it and you get to march all the way into campus, and then you're done, you turn, and you become an upperclassman. That's really, it's like an initiation. That's when you know you've made it as a cadet.